I feel guilty that our holiday budget is super tight this year. How can I create a special Christmas for my kids without overspending?
Boy, I can relate to this so much. And as your children get older, all the gifts get more expensive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, especially boys, I feel like. It's like one thing is like $150. Well, there's your budget. You know what I mean? So anyways, I would just explain to your children like, hey, you guys are getting older. Everything's getting more expensive. This is our amount of money we have to spend. And so you need to pick wisely. And as you girls got older, y'all wanted certain type of jeans and they were usually over $100. So I would just say, okay, if you want these jeans, that's okay. We can get that, but you're not going to get a whole lot else besides that. You get some other little things. That's going to be your main thing. And you'd be like, okay. Welcome back to Wire Talk. We are so excited that you're here, and today is going to be such a fun day. We're going to be talking about Christmas traditions and memories. And you know, whenever we talk about that, us as moms and dads, we can get very stressed out and feel like all the pressure is on us. So grab a cup of hot cocoa or a cup of coffee or hot tea and join us as we talk about Christmas traditions and memories and how to make the most of the time that you have.
Hello and welcome to Wire Talk. We are so glad you are here with us today. If you don't know me, I'm Emily, your host, and with me is my wonderful mom, Karen. Hey, Mom.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. We're in the Christmas season.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
You're
Christmas.
the first person I've said that to.
I mean,
for this season.
I love it. So you are a happy Christmas or a Merry Christmas?
Oh, Merry.
I'm a Merry Christmas gal.
Why wouldn't it be Merry?
Well, some people say Happy Christmas.
Do they?
Yeah.
Where have I been?
I don't know. But a lot of people do say Happy Christmas.
I know it's Happy New Year, but...
Yeah, but some people do say Happy Christmas.
Okay. Learn something new every day.
I don't say Happy Christmas.
I
like a Merry Christmas. And I tell it to everybody. I'm like, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Makes
Even
me so
people
excited.
you don't know.
Well, duh. I mean, I could say stranger. I'm like, Merry Christmas.
I love that.
So, well, this is going to be a really fun episode.
It is.
We're going to be talking about traditions, how to get everything in your calendar, do it all perfectly, do it everything correct, get everything in the calendar. Perfect. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that.
As you're saying that, all the mom stress are rising.
Sweet mamas. I'm just kidding.
That's what we feel, though.
That's what we feel.
Right?
We feel like if we don't do everything that's on the list, we don't get the perfect gift for the kids or the teacher or the Sunday school teacher, that it doesn't look good if we don't have the tree that looks like Instagram or this influencer you follow, or my tree doesn't look like your tree. You do white lights, I do color lights. Which one's better? What Lauren, I mean, you know, did you do the inflatables in the yard this year? Or did you say no, like me, I'm the Grinch. I'm like, no, we're not doing inflatables in the yard because I don't like them.
Yeah.
But my kids every year, Mom, I just want the inflatables in the yard. I'm like, gosh, no.
See, I never started it, but...
Yeah. But then my kids, we love going to look at them. And then every year, can we please? And I'm like, no. Sorry.
It's just one more thing.
It's just one more thing. And my kids are always playing in the yard.
Yeah.
And they will run over those silly strings.
Yeah, that's true.
And my kids are very klutzy, and I love them, but they will just fall on their face.
Yeah.
I mean, Grayson, sweet thing, just falls all the time.
It's true, he would.
So we don't need strings in the yard to make him fall even more.
No.
But Mom, before we get started, we're going to do a this or that game holiday rendition.
Oh, I love it. And Emily had the idea of doing these cards. So she doesn't know what I'm going to say, and I don't know what she's going to say.
I told her, I said, if I hear what you're going to say, I'm going to want to say what you're going to say.
Okay.
Because
so this is sort of like the newlywed game, but it's not the newlywed game.
No, it's nothing like the newlywed game.
The mom Christmas game.
But newlywed game, you're supposed to guess what their other person's supposed to say.
Oh, that's true. So it's not even at all like
this is just this or that. Mom versus Emily. Let's see what everyone says.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Okay. Eggnog or hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. Yes. Okay. Away in a manger or Silent Night?
You said Silent Night. I said Away in a Manger because Kelsey had the solo Away in a Manger, and I always think of a little child singing this song.
Well, I picked Silent Night because Harper had the Silent Night solo in the preschool program last year.
Okay.
And I like this song better.
I do love Silent Night.
Okay, you ready? Building a snowman or baking Christmas cookies?
I know what you're going to say.
I know what you're going to say. Christmas cookies.
Christmas cookies, mainly because we don't have snow in Georgia.
We don't have snow.
So that would never be a thing we would do.
Okay, I was very rebellious on this one. Christmas Vacation or Christmas Story?
The movie.
Yes.
Okay, which one did you go?
I don't like either one of those movies, so I wrote The Holiday.
You were rebellious.
I was like, no, I don't like either one of those movies. I'm not picking.
Well, gosh, I probably would have chosen The Holiday too, but I chose Christmas Vacation just because it's funny. Your dad loves the Christmas Story.
I literally cannot stand that movie.
And I think it's the dumbest movie.
I don't like it. It makes me, I'm like,
your dad loves it. He wants to watch it all the time.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like,
I don't
no,
like
it's just
and the Christmas
not funny.
Vacation is, we didn't grow up.
It's a little crude.
we didn't grow up watching it, so I don't feel like I have like
sentimental
but Brian
tie.
loves that movie. Okay.
Well, it's just funny.
It is funny. It is funny. Like when he cuts the turkey and it's like whoosh, it's just but when movies like that are like everything goes wrong, I just feel so bad and I just can't even enjoy the movie.
You are so green.
I know. I just can't help it. Okay. Ice skating or sledding?
I said sledding.
Yeah.
Once again, we don't have snow, but I would love to go sledding.
Yes. And I would rather do ice skating, but I'm not good at it. And I'm so sore.
There's nothing about me that wants to do ice skating.
Okay. I know your answer for this one.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve PJs or ugly Christmas sweaters?
PJs.
Pajamas. Duh.
All the way.
Okay. Decorating gingerbread houses or making Christmas crafts?
What'd you say?
Crafts.
I said crafts.
I'm actually shocked.
Well, because every time I do my gingerbread house, it looks terrible.
You know what? Sarah, my sister-in-law, their family does like a gingerbread competition every year. And like last year they sent us pictures and it was so cool to see. And then I was like, I'd be terrible at that.
Oh,
but
I'm terrible.
They always do such a cute job.
Ricky, my sister, always does the little milk cartons.
Yes.
And does that. And I used to always just send Abby over to her house to get it done.
It's really
cute.
Get her feel. All right. Now, how did you answer this? What you have or what you want? What did you put? Like real Christmas tree or fake Christmas tree?
I interpreted it. Which one do I prefer?
Okay. Right. Ready, set.
Well, you didn't answer the question.
I said, what would I rather have in my house?
But you haven't asked the question what we're talking about.
I thought I did. I'm sorry.
No.
Real Christmas tree or fake Christmas tree?
Okay.
I wrote real.
I wrote fake.
I would rather have a real tree, but I usually have a fake tree.
I would rather have a real tree, but it dies and then it becomes the Charlie Brown tree.
And then it makes you sad.
So it makes me sad, so I like fake.
I just want a real smelling Christmas tree.
I agree. That's the best.
It is.
It's just I prefer a fake one.
Yes. All right. Elf or Home Alone, the movie?
Oh, no question. Elf.
I wrote Elf too.
Elf.
I love that movie.
All the way.
It's so funny. I know him. Santa, I know him. Okay. Santa's presents, wrapped or unwrapped?
All right. I said both. Because in my mind, when you're a child, they're unwrapped because they're toys. But when they become teenagers, they're wrapped.
Oh.
And that's the way I did it with y'all. What did you do?
I wrote wrapped. Because as a kid, I wanted them to be wrapped.
Well, as a kid, yours were not wrapped. They were just laid out.
I know. Well.
So you wanted wrapped. I didn't know that.
It's just more fun to open up on Christmas morning.
Well, after you hit probably elementary school, I started wrapping things.
Yeah, because it changed from like toys to clothes.
That's right.
Yeah. That's what you just said. Okay. This one's a fun one. Driving to go see Christmas lights or staying in for a family movie night?
I said family movie night.
I said family movie night.
Oh. That's so sweet.
All right. This is two more. Perfectly. Oh, I went out of order. Okay. Hold on. Perfectly decorated tree or homemade ornament chaos. I put what I would like to have.
Okay. What was it?
A perfectly decorated tree.
I said both because I have the kids' tree, which has all the ornaments, and then the perfectly one is in the den.
I can't get too angry about you because I wrote a completely different movie than one of the other ones.
I know you're supposed to pick, but I really like both.
Well, I was going to say I want my tree in my living room to look nice, but then I have another kids' tree with all like the homemade because I do want both too.
Yeah.
But when I'm sitting in my den with the stockings in the tree, I want it to be white lights and the nicer ornaments.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too.
And then this is the last one. All I want for Christmas is you, or I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
All I want for Christmas is you, Mariah Carey version.
Mine is I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Really?
Yes.
That's shocking. Why?
Well, years ago, we were in Statesboro, and Granddaddy thought he found the funniest video, And this is my dad's dad. And it's this cute little cartoon. And it was, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
With the
little reindeer and the fat Santa. And he and I just bonded over that song. And I just think that's such a sweet memory that I I just think of that every single time I hear that song. I think of Granddaddy.
Funny. That's so funny. Well, I don't think Granddaddy listens to our podcast, but we should tell him to listen to this one.
He made the podcast.
He made the podcast.
I bet he would listen if we told him about it.
That's so funny. We'd have to teach him how to download the podcast.
But how about he could do it?
He's a smart guy.
Well, that was really fun. And I love that some of our answers, we had a lot more different answers than I thought.
Really?
I mean, some of them were half and half.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was fun. Thank you, Katie, for that idea.
Moms, we know the struggle is real, but so is the love. And that's why we're here. Each one of us at Birds on a Wire Moms has been called to fight for the hearts of mothers. We're on a mission to speak truth to moms, to point them to a God who loves their kids more than they do, and to remind them that the Holy Spirit will equip them for the work that God has given them to do. Impacting a mom impacts an entire family. And by impacting families, we can influence entire generations. Birds on a Wire's mission is needed now more than ever, and I want to invite you to join us by giving to Birds on a Wire today. Birds on a Wire Moms is a 501c3 organization that is 100% donor-funded. Everything we do, from this podcast episode to the curriculum we produce and the books that Karen writes, is made possible by generous supporters like you who believe that motherhood matters. To those of you who give each month or have already given this year, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And if you haven't given yet, today is a great day to start. Please consider giving a recurring gift to support our important work. Head to boaw.mom/donate. That's boaw.mom/donate. Or just click the link in our show notes to give today. Your support allows us to continue equipping and encouraging moms for the most important job they'll ever have. Now, hey, let's get back to the show.
Well, Emily, before we get started on the episode today, share with me what are some of your favorite Christmas traditions that you remember from our family. I always think it's fun to ask the grown-up child what they thought, because it's different probably than what I think you might say.
Okay, well, I have my answer written down and I will not veer from it. So what do you think I'm going to say?
I think you're going to say that for the Christmas traditions in our family, the Christmas breakfast.
I did love Christmas breakfast, but what I wrote was when we were younger, we would always go to Mima's house on Christmas Eve. And then every night after Christmas Eve, we would go look at Christmas lights before we went home. And that was my favorite Christmas tradition.
Really? Huh.
And then we'd get home and we'd all get to open up one present underneath the Christmas tree before we would go to bed.
That's true.
I remember vividly the first year that we did not do that. Like, we never did it in Statesboro because we were in Statesboro, because we usually did like every other year. But I remember vividly when you said we couldn't go look at Christmas lights. And I was like, what? Why? And I don't know why. I just remember that. And what's so funny is one year we were in the Sequoia, and that Justin Timberlake song, "I'm Bringing Sexy Back," was was like very popular, and that was like Kelsey's favorite song.
Oh yeah.
And then we were switching through Christmas stations, and then that song came on, and we stopped listening to Christmas music and listened to the Justin Timberlake song as we're coming up to the old house.
That is hilarious. I do remember that.
Do you remember that?
I do. That's crazy.
That's like, because this is like the radio, like, because we didn't have an auxiliary cord to listen to it in the car, so you really could only listen to it on the radio.
Wow.
So we were excited to hear it.
That is
Isn't that funny?
Funny. Yes. So, well, that just goes to show you what we think is the big tradition that y'all are going to remember.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not.
I love that.
I think it's fun because a lot of times your favorite Christmas memories are not necessarily planned out memories.
True.
They just kind of happen.
Yeah, probably just us looking at lights on the way home from Mom's house to our house. It was about a 20-minute drive, and y'all just probably saw some, and we said, oh, we'll go in this neighborhood and look, or whatever.
Yeah, or we'd even do our neighborhood. But it was just, that became one of my favorite things. We just rode around.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
We're going to go ahead and get to these questions today. Let's do it. So we can answer all these questions. But Moms, thank you so much for just listening to Wire Talk. We are so thankful for you guys. We cannot believe that this is already December. I was thinking about this last night before recording. I'm like, man, we've had a good year of podcasts. We've had a lot of fun people on, and we've had a lot of good conversations, and I'm just excited.
What's been some of your favorite ones for this past year?
Oh, man. Well, we had some stellar guest speakers this year.
We did.
We had Wellesley Honko, which was amazing. We had Aaron Mishaps, which was wonderful. Then we had Dee Dee Wilbanks. And those were in the past 3 months. We had all three of them. I really enjoyed that.
Sissy Goff and David
Sissy
Thomas.
Goff. Was that this year?
Yeah, we had Sissy, I think, in the summer.
We did. I just did so far away.
And
That's probably
David
why I can
was
only think
the first
3.
quarter.
Yeah.
But I think, I loved, which was surprising, I think one of my favorite episodes, which I was a little nervous about doing because I felt like I was going to offend the moms, was the State of the Union. Remember last January?
Oh, man, that was really good.
And the moms loved that. They were like, thank you. I needed this reminder. And I was like, oh, gosh, okay, because I was afraid I was going to offend all of y'all. But, I just felt like we needed to have that.
Oh, and I loved our Armor of God series before school.
I liked the Armor of God, too. I really, really, really did.
I felt like that was really encouraging to me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, this is so good. I didn't leave fearful. I left empowered.
Oh, good.
After that series.
That's good.
So,
well, I just wanted to pause and thank everybody out there that ever donates $5 or $50 or $500 to Birds on a Wire. Because honestly, because of your donations, it keeps this podcast going. It's very expensive to do a podcast. And then my goal is always to have it be free for the moms as a resource. And I don't want to get ads and all that because I just think there's somebody always tugging on a mom, listen to this, buy that, do this. And I just wanted Birds on a Wire Talk just to be a place where moms could come and listen. And it's just we're not asking anything from them. So I just wanted to say thank you to all the donors out there because it is end of the year, but I couldn't let this year go without pausing and saying thank you because, people don't talk about donations that much, but it really does make a difference.
Yeah, it does.
Really does. So thank you.
All the viewers who are listening, thank you so much. Because if we didn't have viewers, we probably wouldn't do a podcast.
Yeah. And this year we went into YouTube, and that's been such a great thing.
Yes.
So it's been fun. We're expanding our borders, which is great. That's my mission and goal.
Well, good. All right. Well, we probably do need to get going.
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. First question.
Yes.
I don't know how moms do it. Picture perfect family cards, cookie decorating parties, the school holiday party, teacher gifts, buying gifts for everyone, including my in-laws, trying to squeeze some Jesus in along the way. What am I doing wrong?
Bless her, sweetheart. Honestly, I don't think she's doing anything wrong. I think she's just feeling the stress of the holidays. And I used to feel the same way. I know y'all probably don't believe this, but I always felt like I was 3 steps behind everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, if I got the teacher's gifts, I thought, wow, I am really on top of things.
You got it.
And the one year that I got all the teacher's gifts in time, and then I even remembered to give the mailman something in the mailbox.
Look at you, Mom.
I just thought I was crushing life. And then somebody said, oh, I give the mailman something. I give UPS, Amazon, FedEx. And I'm like, what? I mean, you've got to be kidding me. And they're like, oh, yeah, I have a little basket of goodies outside the front door. And I'm just like, you are stressing me out. And then for the decorations, I never felt like my house looked like everybody else's. It just wasn't great. It was just a hodgepodge. Greg even said one time, we have a very eclectic Christmas. And I said, we do. Probably because I'm a yellow and I can't ever make up my mind so I just buy a little bit of everything. So listen, I just think it's normal. But I just want to encourage all of the moms out there that just keep in mind in 10 years, nobody is going to remember the decorations that you had, the teacher's gifts that you gave, that mailman, that UPS. They're not even going to remember if you gave them anything. Even your children are not going to remember what they got. But they will remember the time y'all spent as a family. Emily's favorite memory was riding in a car from grandmother's house to our house looking at Christmas lights.
It was.
It wasn't a gift.
It wasn't.
It was riding in a car looking at Christmas lights. So just pick a few things that are important to you Whether they're important to everybody else, it doesn't matter. What's important to you, and focus on those and get those done, and everything else is gravy.
That's great. I think that's encouraging too. I love that you said, pick what's important to you, then everything else is gravy.
Yeah.
So wonderful. Because, you told me this one time, I love holiday crafts, but Kelsey doesn't love crafts. But it brings me joy, and it brings her she said, just do them, Emily. And then Kelsey, don't do them. Do something else that you like to do.
Right.
And I think you've got to stay in your wheelhouse. And also, you told me this a while ago, you've got to celebrate the other moms. And some moms are just really good at gift giving. Yeah. I am not. Some moms are really good at decorating their house. I am not, but I can bake a cookie and I can make a craft. So I need a lot of people to help me with decorating my house, and I need all the ideas for gifts. But when it comes to decorating cookies, I can do cookies. I can do cookies all day long. But you just got to celebrate the people around you too.
That's right.
And not take it as a competition.
No.
Yep. So, all right, hey. Question 2. I know that every family has that one holiday tradition that gets passed down and becomes a big deal, whether you mean it to or not. Was there a specific tradition that your family started either intentionally or by accident that became a favorite with your kids?
Well, we sort of already answered this.
Yeah.
You said it was the Christmas lights. I said it was the Christmas morning breakfast.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean for that to start as a tradition. It just one year going to my mom's house. We were going a little bit later, so I knew I needed to give y'all a big breakfast. Otherwise, you were going to be hungry by 11 o'clock. So I just made this huge breakfast. And then every year after that, y'all were like, where's the
breakfast?
Yeah, where's the breakfast? What are you having for breakfast? And I'm like, I don't know. And I had to come up with it and do it. So
yeah,
now it's biscuits and gravy and ham and
it's literally the best.
Eggs. It's really good. So
it's kind of like that was my favorite tradition because we did do that every year. But I think my favorite Christmas memory was going to look at Christmas lights.
Oh,
there might be a difference. Because a tradition you don't mean to it, but it does get trickled down.
Were there any other Christmas traditions that we did that you loved?
This is going to sound so silly.
No,
but our stockings were always on our chair with all of our stuff.
Yeah.
And Brian's family, their stockings are on the stocking hangers the entire time, which is fine. But I just loved having my stocking on my chair.
Do you know why I did that?
Well, hold on, I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And everyone always opened their stocking first.
Y'all did.
And I liked that. Everyone would go around and open their stocking, and then it would be mass chaos. Yes. Why did you do that?
I did that because when I was a little girl, there were 4 girls in our family. And Michelle and I, we were the closest in age. We were 2 years apart. And one year, I went to her gifts and she went to my gifts.
Oh, no.
And I kept looking at all of her gifts thinking, I don't want this. I didn't ask for this. I was so confused.
Yeah.
And my mom looked over and saw that we were standing at the wrong pile. And she said, hey, girls, y'all are switch. And so whenever I got over to my stash, I was like, oh, this is what
so
I
much
wanted.
Better.
Yes. So I started that early with the stockings so y'all would not get confused. And you would always know which place to go to.
Well, Mom, it's one of my favorite things. And it's so simple. You know what I mean?
That is so funny.
I know.
That's so funny.
That was not rehearsed either. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. You ready?
Yeah, let's do question number 3.
3. As my kids are getting older, I'm worried they're losing interest in our traditions. There's no more elf on the shelf, and the little things I used to love doing, like baking a Jesus birthday cake, seems not cool now. How do I keep the holiday spirit alive as they grow?
That's such a great question. And, as kids grow, the elf on the shelf does get sort of pushed back to the back burner, which I never minded because it was sort of a pain to figure out all this mischievous stuff that he was going to be doing. Just keep in mind that the holiday spirit is basically that Jesus was the gift to us in his birth. So I always thought it was a good idea to read Luke 2 before either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Sometimes we'd read it at breakfast. Sometimes we'd read it before people started opening gifts or whatever. But just read that story just to keep that story as the main focus. We always had that nativity calendar,
Oh, it
the
was so
Advent,
nice.
and we'd put baby Jesus in his manger.
We would literally fight on who got to put baby Jesus in the manger.
But I always loved that being in the center of the kitchen. And every morning, whenever y'all would come down for the month of December, you'd put up the star and the sheep and the, camels and all that. And I loved that. Also, think about going to a Christmas Eve service at your church or a local church. I think that's a great way to sing songs. And then maybe do, as they get older, go look at the lights like you talked about. I think that's a great thing. As your family grows, just keep in mind you need to grow with it. Can't always keep them down in the little, there's a reason we progress on in life because our children grow up.
Yeah.
So we got to grow with them.
Yeah, we used to watch all those claymation like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman. But then the older we got, we didn't want to watch those anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you were like, all right, well, let's watch the Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's a little older.
Mm-hmm.
And then we made a movie night and we popped popcorn and we all got like a special treat that night. So I think we just still did things together, but things did change.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right. This next question is very practical.
Yeah.
And I'm reading it. I'm like, I think this is going to hit a lot of people. All right. Question 4. I feel guilty that our holiday budget is super tight this year. How can I create a special Christmas for my kids without overspending?
Boy, I can relate to this so much. And as your children get older, all the gifts get more expensive.
Yeah.
So, especially boys, I feel like it's like one thing is like $150. Well, there's your budget. You know what I mean? So anyways, I would just explain to your children like, hey, you guys are getting older. Everything's getting more expensive. This is our amount of money we have to spend. And so you need to pick wisely. And as you girls got older, y'all wanted certain type of jeans and they were usually over $100. So I would just say, okay, if you want these jeans, that's okay. We can get that, but you're not going to get a whole lot else besides that. You get some other little things, but that's going to be your main thing. And you'd be like, okay. And y'all were always really good, as far as I can remember, of accepting that there was a budget and you weren't going to get everything you wanted. You did, or somebody did one time, and I wrote this down as part of it. This is you could do a coupon book. Were you the one that did this? I don't know. But anyways, you give them a coupon book.
Did I do it for my kids or did I give one to you?
I think you did one to Brian maybe.
Oh, I did do one for Brian when I was broke.
But I think it's a great idea and you could put it in kids' terms. So this coupon allows you to not do your chores whatever week they choose to. And it could be for the next year. This coupon allows you breakfast in bed, or this coupon allows you free night at the movies with a friend or something.
Oh, that's so cute.
For the future, and just put it out there. And that way they can say, okay, Mom, here, I want to go to the movies tonight with my friend. You get to pay. Or
it's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Exactly. And that doesn't cost any money. And it's spreading it out over the next year.
Yeah.
Or this coupon entitles you to a Starbucks drink of your choice or whatever. Whatever your child is into or you think might be something fun and extra and little, that would be a good little stocking stuffer, right?
Yeah, that's really cute. I love that.
Well, I got it from you.
Oh, thanks. I was like, I was trying to think. You said, did you do that? I'm like, I never did that for you, but I did do it for Brian when we were dating.
I don't know. I thought about that the other day.
Well, thanks. All right. Number 5. This is our last one. Holiday mishaps are always inevitable when you have little ones. Can you share a funny or an unexpected moment from a Christmas past that ended up becoming a family memory or even a new tradition?
Well, a mishap it wasn't really a mishap, but probably you. Did you read my answer?
Yeah, I read your answer.
One year we gave Emily and Abby new bicycles, and that's what Emily wanted more than anything.
It's the only thing I asked for.
Yeah. So we had all of her toys out or whatever it was. I don't remember how old you were. And then her whole face was like, oh, thank you, Mom. This is great. Thank you. And then Greg, he got up and he went to the garage and he went,
No. They said, Emily, go take this trash out. And I was just so sad. I was like, I don't want to take the trash out. I didn't get my bicycle. This is like the worst Christmas of my life. I mean, I think I was 11 or 12. So that sounds pretty much for par for the course for my language. And But yes, that's what happened.
So she opens up the garage door and she's got the trash. She's in a bad mood, kind of thing. And she opens, she's, oh my goodness, there's my bicycle. And she was so excited. So that sort of sparked some creative something in Greg. And then the next year or two, Greg it was normally for my gifts, but all of y'all loved it so much.
It was so fun.
On a scavenger hunt. Like you'd open up a box and go to this room and then now go here and go there. And all of y'all were like following me around the house and it was just fun. So that sort of became a new sort of fun thing to do.
Yes, I love it. And we really did. And usually it was like a piece of jewelry. So he didn't want you to just open up one box. Mm-hmm. So he made it fun for you.
Yeah. I don't know. Greg actually is the more creative one where stuff like that goes. You know, he really is. So.
Well, that's all for us for today. So, Mom, do you have any other encouraging words for the moms when it comes to Christmas traditions and getting it all in there?
I think we just put so much pressure on ourselves. Mm-hmm. And I just want to encourage all the moms. What's the date of this being aired? December 3rd. So it's the beginning of the month. Take a deep breath, give yourself a break, and realize you can't get it all done, and that's okay. You will get done what needs to get done. And the rest, 2025 is going to start, and nobody's going to remember what you got done or what you didn't get done. So give yourself some grace and just try to enjoy this Christmas season. Yeah.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us on Wired Talk. Once again, we are just so thankful for the people who listen, who give us reviews, who share, because it just brings more people, new little birds to Birds on a Wire, and we are so thankful for all of us. And as you go throughout the month, remember, find small moments to take a deep breath, push away all the chaos, and just look and see how fun your family is and the fun times and everything that's happening around. So have a great week, and we will see you next Tuesday. See ya.
Bye.